I've been involved with 10 kind of from the beginning. We met Davies through another contact who directed us to Life Song for Orphans.
The first time that our school's assistant director brought this up, I was kind of thinking like I wasn't gonna do it. It came across as if it was kind of a fantasy. I just never believed in coming to the US at all. Kim Miles and the elders from Crossroads Community Church reached out and said, we want you to write an essay of what you see yourself doing in the future. And it was just more about, hey, I wanna help people, and I'm gonna do it by getting rich. And once I get rich, if I was a chemical engineer, I was gonna work in the mines or something and I'd get a bunch of money. But God was like, no, you have this thing all wrong. But guess what? I want you to start slowly by slowly. Start trusting me. Start putting your faith in me so that I'll take you miles. You're just thinking of a few kilometers or something like that. But I want you to see that I can take you beyond 31,000 miles and stuff like that. So I was like, okay, I know my teacher taught me English, but this is nothing like it. So how do I study this? I just want it to be done with. And if this is what you want, Lord, I really don't have to study much because you're going to provide a way, right? No. God was like, I want you to learn discipline. I want you to be disciplined enough so that you can do your very best with what I give you. I want you to be a steward of what I'm going to provide for you. I want you to learn stewardship in a way that will reflect me and not yourself. That week, I kind of sat down with my assistant director. I was like, what's next? I was like asking her like, hey Christ, what's next? I'm done with the exam, right? So this means I'm in, right? And she was like, no. In order for you to get to the US, we need a passport. We need a visa.
For a student to get a student visa to come to America, they have to interview at the embassy. And he had to take a 6-hour trip from where he lived with Lifesong to the capital of Zambia, a place called Lusaka. And often they don't get it, they're rejected.
I did all my scans and went in, talked to them. They were like, no, I don't think you're getting your stories right. This scholarship does not seem legit. How can somebody pay for everything? Like your school, your flight, all your logistics, your lodging. That's not right. Maybe this is some sort of child trafficking thing. We don't think you're getting your stories right, and so we are denying your visa.
And that could have been the end of the story. Could have been. He was able to get an appointment just a week later, a reappointment. This is really unusual. And the next thing you know, we got an email from Davies with a photograph of Davies celebrating because he had been approved. He got his visa. The next day or the day after, he left with his sponsor from Zambia to LA.
And now that I was here, I kept asking myself, hey, okay, this is not a dream. I pinched myself a little bit and walked out, and there was Kim and Brenda Miles welcoming us, and with a poster that said Mwaiseni, my language word for welcome. So being able to study at the Master's University is actually something I just didn't think about possible.
You know, we're blessed at Master's with international students. Those students enhance our education by educating us. And so what became evident right away is his insights into the lecture topic.
Not only was I receiving a really, really solid theological foundation, but I was receiving all those professors were just like so good at communicating what they had mastered.
He was the kind of student that would ask the question that others wouldn't think of. There was a depth to it. And I knew it just became evident he was gifted. He was gifted. It is something that I believe that you can only explain through how he was created. You know, how he was created to have this mind and the insights and the natural gift to see these specific chemistry insights in biology. What we're finding in distant lands that are still struggling with their economy is, how do we deliver medicines? How do we make them? How do we deliver? Part of it is just getting the right medicine to the right place. And Davies wants to help those connections between getting help to the people there, bringing the gospel there, but making a difference for Christ with the gospel in his heart, and living it out in front of us.
The moment I left Lusaka, I knew I was leaving something behind, something that had been so essential to me, my family. God and Jesus Christ were just like telling me, hey, you're not alone. We're not going to keep you in California alone. God was uprooting my family from Zambia, putting them on a plane and just like dropping them in California in different spots and saying, hey, the same hearts that you left back home are the same hearts I'm going to implant in these people.
And I know in his first couple of years, he shared meals and spent time with the Kirshner family, with the Skikases. I know that had a huge impact on him.
We had the space, and we just thought, you know what, maybe it's time just to get out of the comfort zone, and it'd be great for our kids to get to know someone from another culture and to learn, you know, how to serve and what that's like and what hospitality is like. So yeah, we took the jump.
They filled in this role that my biological mom was supposed to if I was home, and so they made it easy for me to feel at home.
I think that by actually participating in where we have somebody in our house, it just means much more than just giving money away. Davies is now a part of our family.
Just such an encouragement to see how we trust in the Lord every single day and how God has just opened doors for his future and provided for him.
And that's beautiful. That's like the beauty of what God slowly was saying to me, hey, I'm not gonna leave you an orphan. I'm gonna give you a church. I'm gonna give you families. I'm gonna give you so much that you have little to do with.
I feel like I have another son, you know. It's made the 10 experience for us, I think, so much more personal.
I'd always wanted to sort of adopt, but we just never had the chance to do it. I think that we got a little chance to again, the Lord brought someone to us that we could really impart our wisdom, our experiences, our love into. So.
Four years ago, I would not imagine what sitting here would be like with a bachelor's degree in biology, pursuing a career in research. That means I would have to go for either a PhD or MD PhD. But somebody in the Crossroads Community Church reached out to another doctor.
He had a friend named Fred Sattler who was coming to Crossroads. And it turns out he's not only a doctor, he's a very accomplished doctor in the area of infectious disease research, which just happens to be what Davies desires to do. He connected Davies with a fellow named Mike Sagg. Dr. Sagg is at the University of Alabama, Birmingham. And not only is Dr. Sagg involved in medical research, he oversees the research labs that the University of Alabama, Birmingham has, including one that's in Zambia.
Immediately after they had finished talking, the doctor from UAB reached out and said, hey, let's have a Zoom call. And I was like, that's cool. This person has like 3 pages of credentials. I was like so marveled at how much this doctor had done. He owns a research facility in Zambia through UAB. And that was so perfect. That was like God saying, hey, I'm going to find a connection for you, a connection that will make sense for you to actually transition from just being a college student in the US to actually being a researcher one day in Zambia at a facility that I'm going to place you at. But I want you to carefully follow my steps. I want you to pursue this internship. And so I did. What ended up happening is 3 months later, I got an interview with a lab at QAB. But not only did I come across this internship, a marvelous thing happened. The Lord put it in my heart to propose to my longtime girlfriend, and she said yes. And I was so excited because not only do I get to start a new internship, but I'll get to start a life and mirror the relationship of a married life on all these families that I had come across to. All the lessons that I had learned through living with different families are going to then manifest themselves as I go into my new marital union with my wife.
It's amazing to think about what may happen, the impact that Davies may have. We just don't know. This is, Davies could find a cure for a disease, or who knows what he's going to do with the education that he's got and with the doors that are opening for him.
And that is what I look forward to doing. That is what I pray is my purpose on earth. I'll be able to reach many souls with the truth that I've learned from both Crossroads and Masters, and be able to reach out to a very diverse community of patients. And that's my goal, and that's what the future looks like.